It's great addressing you on a very important topic, and that is the turnaround of Eskom and the progress that we've made over the past 6 or 7 months and the look to the road ahead. Now, first of all, safety is Eskom's most important value. We will not compromise on safety, and hence I have started off this video wearing this lovely Eskom mask. And I would encourage all of you, please, to abide by the COVID-19 regulations. Please stay safe, healthy, and look after yourself and your loved ones. With that, I'm at a safe social distance from people on the other side of the camera, so I'm going to take off my mask so that you can see me and hear me better. As you know, Eskom remains the lifeblood of the South African economy. Without electricity, a modern industrial economy just cannot function. And we are there for an organization that is simply too important to fail. As you know, after 10 years of very substantial challenges, we are now responding and creating a new Eskom, building a revitalized organization which is modern and agile. But for Eskom to survive and thrive, we need fundamental and structural changes to the way in which we operate and the way in which we serve the growing needs of all sectors of the South African economy and society. Now, this is not going to be easy. Change is always difficult. Change is always uncomfortable. And therefore, we need to look each other in the eye and establish that case for change that will enable us to build the engine of the economy to continue to grow and prosper. Now, Eskom in the future is going to be a modern and revitalized organization. So the question that you will ask is, why do we need to change? Well, first of all, if you do nothing, we will slowly die as an organization. And this is not an option that we can contemplate. With our debt approaching 480 billion, we cannot service that from our earnings, so we are borrowing to pay off our debt. And that's not a sustainable situation if you just think of your own personal finances. Due to the lack of growth in the economy, our revenue is declining annually at about 1%, and 20% of revenue cannot be collected from municipalities and some of our major urban areas. There have been above market cost increases in coal and also in employee costs, so we are part of the challenge. Our procurement costs are still way too high. We are not driving the cost of procurement down in a sufficiently aggressive, focused, business-like manner. And then lastly, from a structural perspective, Eskom is an anomaly in the global utility world. In fact, we are one of the last remaining vertically integrated monolithic utilities around. And we need to change that in order for us to enable us to be part of a growing, new and prosperous South Africa. So I wanted to share with you today our roadmap of the turnaround plan. Now, let me stress that I'm personally fully supportive of the government roadmap as published by the Department of Public Enterprises. We must take care, however, to avoid the precipitous legal unbundling of Eskom, as this will create a number of very significant risks that we need to mitigate. We owe about 480 billion rands worth of debt. And of course, our lenders are very concerned about unbundling the company without giving them adequate assurance that there will be an asset base and also an income stream that will allow them to continue to lend to Eskom with the comfort that their debt will be serviced and ultimately repaid. We've built up an assessed tax loss of some 60 billion rand over the past number of years. This is an asset, and we don't want to lose this asset as we restructure. There are significant regulatory, licensing, and also tariff issues that we need to address, and for this, we need to obtain the necessary approvals, in some cases regulations, and even legislation may need to change. So it's fair to say that the unbundling exercise, the restructuring of Eskom, is an enormously complex exercise, and we need to be very careful that we don't break the organization as we go along with the project of changing the organization in such a fundamental way. So we've got 5 key focus areas that we've identified to address in the short term for building the platform that will enable us to drive this change process. And the first one is operational stability. If our generation plant, our transmission grid, and our distribution network do not work, we do not have a business. So we have to get the basics right of running Eskom as an electricity utility business. We need to improve our income statement. We are running at a loss. This is not a sustainable business. We need to strengthen our balance sheet. With 480 billion rands worth of debt, you can imagine that any lender looking at us is automatically very concerned. And then finally, we need to restructure and divisionalize in order to enable the change process to take place. All of this cannot be achieved without our most important asset, which is our people. We need to build a high-performance culture in the organization. I've been very pleasantly surprised at the talent, the commitment, the dedication, and the knowledge that is available in Eskom. People that are supremely motivated to make a difference and make a contribution. And I'm therefore very excited that the foundation for this change process is very much in place. And I look forward to working with you as we progress on this journey to a new and successful Eskom that fulfills its duty to this great country of ours. Now, success is not achieved overnight, and it's not achieved alone. I cannot turn around Eskom, but we can turn around Eskom. So this is therefore our shared responsibility, and it requires a commitment by each one of us every single day. And I would really urge you to get down to the business of rebuilding Eskom together as one team, committed to living the values of Eskom in all that we do as we start on the journey of Eskom Rising. We value your feedback and your input, and together we will ensure that Eskom will rise and that South Africa will be stronger as a consequence. Thank you, colleagues, and go out and generate electricity, sell and collect those debts. Thank you.